YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy here, Tim from Credit Kingdom, back again with another video. So before I get into it, today I want to be talking about um, real estate, such as wholesaling real estate. And like I said, before I get into it, make sure you all continue to subscribe to the channel, like the channel, and continue to comment. It really helps the algorithm of this channel grow, and the more it grows, the more I can bring y'all with knowledge and information to succeed and continue to take a leap in life. Rather than taking a step forward, rather than study going back in life. You want to study, move forward, and progress as time goes on. So, like I said, I'm gonna jump straight into it. I want to be talking about wholesaling, and if you don't know, pretty much wholesaling is real estate. Such as real estate is pretty much a personal or commercial property, such as townhomes, houses, apartment, Airbnbs, mall lots, empty land, stuff like that. In that case, that's pretty much what real estate. And so wholesaling is when you can get one of those properties or anything of that nature in real estate for a discount. So say, for example, let's use a house, for example. So a house that's pretty much valued at $200,000, you can get it for maybe 125,000. That's pretty much a wholesale, a discount on a property because you got it undervalued. And that's pretty much how you can make money with wholesaling real estate. And the thing about wholesaling, you want to find people with property problems or a niche, such as people having issues, such as they don't have the money to get their roof repaired. Getting a roof repair is very expensive. So they don't have the money to get the roof repaired. You can pretty much get their property under contract. Or it can be someone who was going through a nasty divorce in their marriage. Or even people who's fell behind on a job, even through this pandemic, and see what the landlords and property owners are facing. They are pretty much having a lot of issues and problem with people who's not paying rent. And so if you were to have, well, I'm gonna get to that later. I don't want to throw you all off topic. So yeah, if you find people with these personal problems, you can pretty much get access to their property. And pretty much to do that, you have to find an investor or somebody that's a end buyer. And once you have that in place, so like you can charge the end buyer and investor maybe $5,000-$10,000 to get that property under contract. So once you have a agreement and settlement with the seller, and this seller is pretty much a motivated seller, like I said, people who's in a hurry or having issues in their personal life and they just don't want to have the property because it's becoming too much of a headache. So they want to get rid of it. So, and by them getting rid of it, you want to set up something that's called a subject to. And a subject to is you get the property how it is with no changes, anything. Everything pretty much is staying in the person's name who originally brought the property. So once everything is in their name, and then once it's brought out to the investor, everything will eventually get switched over. And yeah, like I was saying, once you have them under contract or subject to, you then flip that to your investor. So once you flip that to them, let's just say they are looking for a property for like maybe $60,000, but you go back and tell the investor, I got a property for let's see, $70,000. And so pretty much they have to give you that extra $10,000 on that property because originally it was for $60,000, but you go back and tell them, hey, it's 70. So they had to cut you a check for at least $10,000. But I mean, it works in everybody's favor, even the motivated seller, because they don't have to worry about going into a foreclosure, and you just got a check for $10,000, and the investor pretty much got a property, a whole asset that's pretty much probably worth more than what they bought it for. They may have to do a little fix and flip on it, fix some things up on the property and resell it and for more of a profit. So everybody's pretty much winning in this situation. And a good thing about this is even if you want to get the property yourself, that's why it's very important to establish. Maybe y'all probably asking like, what does this have to do with credit, such as business or personal credit? Well, if you keep following along, I will tell you. Even though a lot of people say you don't have to have no money or good credit to do wholesaling, and pretty much you really don't. You just have to find an investor, and you have to be the middleman. So you have to grind and really work through this. It ain't something that's gonna come to you. And once you do have everything figured out, and say like you were to establish, like me for example, I am building my business credit. I'm establishing my business credit with my payday score, with the vendor account. And say like once I do get everything established, because real estate is something that I am looking forward to getting into once I have everything set up. And so once you have your entity set up, LLC, S Corp, you can pretty much get lines of credit or loans. And like I said, if you get these lines of credit and loans for maybe hundreds of $1,000s, $50,000, $60,000, you can then be the investor. You can then go acquire these properties for wholesale prices, such as buying getting somebody home, obtaining somebody home for maybe $30,000, $40,000, pretty much because they can't afford to keep it up. So, but the home have equity in it. Equity is pretty much this money that was, put into the home that wasn't taken out, that appreciated over time, and that is what is called appreciating asset. So, the more somebody was living, the more money they was paying on their mortgage, pretty much. How can I say that? It was going into, I forgot what it's called. But yeah, once you get your business established and you were to do the right strategies and buy the property at a discount, say on a loan or a credit card for a discounted price, you can then acquire it to either flip or fix it, fix and flip to get more money off of it, or you can sell it to another investor. So it's multiple ways that you can do wholesaling. That was just something I wanted to share with you all. But the best thing you want to do is OPM, which is using other people's money in this wholesaling real estate game. You never really want to use too much of your own money when doing it. So you got to be very careful about the people that you tend to listen to when it comes to wholesaling, because when listening to too many people, you tend to become, you have too many advice in ears and sayings. You try to implement everything that each person said, which can really, throw you off. So, and say like if you were to acquire at least 5 properties that's worth $200,000, I mean that's $1 million. So, and say like if you don't own them outright, it's pretty much you still have a half a ticket that you can leverage. Because say like on each of those 5 properties, you only have to pay $100,000. You only have to pay $100,000, but it's really worth $200,000. So pretty much, like I said, you have $500,000 to your name in asset, not liquid cash, but in assets such as property wise. And another thing I want to discuss is what else? Yeah, so it's best to know the area that you are in as well. So such as like a bad neighborhood, a low income area, it's best to avoid those. It's best to find something that's pretty much in the suburbs, because in the suburbs you got a better chance of the property increasing over time. And there was something else. I feel like I'm leaving something out. Yeah, it's something that's called co-wholesaling. And co-wholesaling is when you say like you have an end buyer or investor to get the property, but you don't have the property itself. So that's you want to find a buddy of yours who have a property, that you can flip to your investor. So that's pretty much what a wholesaler is. But y'all would then have to split the proceeds together. So it won't just go to one person, and vice versa. If you have the property but no investor, find your buddy who have an investor, and you flip your property to him, and y'all split the money together. And yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about wholesaling. Just a little information on that. As you currently can tell, I'm still, finding my way. I'm still learning and researching about a lot of things that I'm interested in, that I want to learn in life. So that's another thing. Don't just jump straight into something without knowing a little bit of, knowing something about what you are interested in. You are going to do a little bit of research. You want to take notes. You want to read. You want to watch videos. And take it from there. So once again, like the channel, subscribe to the channel, and I will be back with another video soon. You all stay in touch. God bless.